Community manager for Wirex. How many of you guys have heard of Wirex or used any of our services? Oh, wow, there's quite a few of you. How many of you have used a Bitcoin debit card service in the past? Excellent, excellent. So, for those of you that haven't, I've got some pretty good news for you. You're about to discover a sleeping giant within the cryptocurrency space. So, Wirex is a multi-award winning company. We've won international awards both in Europe and in Asia. We're founded by original members of the blockchain community. That's Dimitri and Pavel there. And we operate in over 130 different countries worldwide, and we're continuing to grow that. And we currently have nearly 1 million global subscribers, which has resulted in over $1 billion processed in transactions. We are the first mobile Bitcoin wallet paired with debit card. We are the first company to do it and to build the infrastructure behind it. One more thing as well. We also have one of the very few Bitcoin debit card companies that offers our customers the ability to transact with over 40 different types of cryptocurrency, Dash being one of the most popular. And we use this through integration with Shapeshift. We have a back-end blockchain that connects Shapeshift, our Bitcoin wallets, and over 200 global liquidity providers to give you the most competitive rate instantly. So the Wirex app is one of the main parts of our offering. That's the way that all of our consumers get access to our products. The Wirex app allows you to convert fiat to crypto and crypto back into fiat. We're in the process of releasing our own contactless debit card, and we're one of the few Bitcoin wallet providers that currently have the SegWit protocol enabled. So again, the main benefits are you can get up to 6 virtual or plastic debit cards. You can have 2 for each currency, being the British pound, the euro, or the dollar. We act in a very similar fashion to a mobile bank. We have a support team that offer customer support round the clock, worldwide, in a variety of different languages. And we've got instant currency exchange and transfer through our WPay blockchain network, which is extremely innovative. We're currently here, the end goal is complete decentralization, but obviously that's not going to happen overnight. We need a way to sort of accept legacy systems into the new cryptographic future. There is no easy way of doing it. We feel like we've come up with the solution and the answer for that, and that is where Wirex's value lies, in essence, and that's what sets us apart from the rest of the competition. We're not one of these companies that come out with loads of promises and nothing to back them. We've worked the complete other way around, and we've built our infrastructure and our network first before we can make the promises and we can work on changing the world. We've got a variety of different partners, most notably Visa, obviously, to allow you the ability to get your debit cards. The SBI Group is another big sort of partner of ours. We've recently sort of invested in us, and we're working together to foster that relationship, and more so. Now, Wirex is primarily a Bitcoin to fiat debit card. Bitcoin is Wirex's first love, right? Bitcoin is the first love of every sort of cryptonaut, right? But there are tons, well, there are 3 main things, actually. There are things that make Bitcoin extremely difficult to love. First and foremost, Bitcoin is completely open and transparent. Now, that's great in sort of an anarchist utopia. But in the real world, this causes a lot of problems. Let's say, for example, I come to you to buy a car in Bitcoin. I put down the deposit, zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, let's say, and I go home to pick up the car so you can paint it and get all my extras added on and so forth. Now, whilst I'm at home, the salesman who sold me the car can then go on the blockchain and check, he can backtrack, and he can check how much I have in my Bitcoin wallet. Now, if he sees I've got a lot more than I sort of profess to have, he can then go back and say, well, he could potentially charge me more for the car. I've only paid the deposit. Or he can say that the extras have come up to more because he sees I've got the means to pay more. And that's not just with buying a car. Say it was your landlord, and he comes up to you and he increases your rent because he sees, well, look, you've got tons more money to spend. Why don't I up your rent? Now, this is where Dash comes up with a solution, and that solution is private send. And that essentially allows you to have control of what information you want to be made public and what information you want to be kept private. And for a lot of people, the amount of money that they have or the amount of capital asset that they have should very much be a private thing, because people will assume, if they see a large number, that you have more means to pay. They don't understand externalities like, well, you may have been given that money to look after by someone else or several parties, and it's not actually your funds to pay. Human beings are naturally greedy. We're going to try and siphon as much off sort of everyone that we know as possible. But Dash helps to prevent that with private send, so you have control of what information people can see and what they can't see. The other thing that makes Bitcoin extremely difficult to love, and we've all sort of experienced this recently, but it's sort of, the meme pool sort of decreased in size recently as well, is obviously the confirmation times and the transaction fees. Just recently, a few days ago, I sent sort of £10 worth of Bitcoin, and I was charged £1.50 in transaction fee to make sure that that transaction took less than half an hour to arrive to its destination. Now, £1.50 of £10 is 15%, which is an extortionate amount of money to pay for processing. And the fact of the matter is, it wasn't instant. I had to wait up to half an hour for that to confirm. And I've also tried previously in the past, if it was possible, to get a transaction confirmed with nothing on the blockchain network. I actually transferred £2,000 worth of Bitcoin from one wallet to another, and I set the transaction fee to 0 as a sort of test. I regretted it straight away after, because I was extremely worried that Bitcoin was in limbo. And the days counted was 31 days for that to reach confirmation of £2,000. When it landed, though, I was extremely relieved. I was extremely happy. It wasn't worth the wait, but at least then I understood sort of the restraints of the network. It was also going through a difficult period as well, where the meme pool was completely full, so those might have attributed to those reasons. But at the end of the day, if you are a merchant and you're looking to accept Bitcoin for payment, and you're restricted from using it an hour or 2 hours or days in the future, what is that going to do to things like cash flow? What is that going to do to things that invoices that need to be paid, though you have the money ready to go, you may be charged interest because there is a waiting period, there's a delay there. So this is where Dash obviously again offers a solution. We're very privileged to hear earlier the fundamentals and the sort of technicalities of instant pay. And instant pay is a groundbreaking method of gaining confirmations on the blockchain that is a sight to behold. And this will definitely increase sort of the rate of mass adoption within crypto. And this is a huge, and you can just tell by the number of copycats. How many other cryptocurrencies now are offering their own network of masternodes? You've got to start with the first comers, the first movers. Dash was one of the first people to do it and one of the best. Again, so Dash masternodes are a huge benefit to the Dash network. And the fact of the matter is, Bitcoin's 10-minute blocks, to have that reduced down to 2.5 minutes, means that transactions are processed much faster, even without instant send enabled, and also much cheaper as well. The other huge thing that sort of makes Bitcoin extremely difficult to love as a partner is obviously the lack of consensus within the Bitcoin community. As you all remember, back in August, we experienced a huge amount of contention with regards to SegWit being implemented and various BIPs, BIP, Bitcoin Improvement Programs, being debated on. And there was very, very large factions, more than 3, sort of debating which BIP should have been implemented. Now, what did this cause? Did it, I mean, we got SegWit at the end of it after how long? How much of the New York Agreement was kept and how much was thrown away? Now, it's an anarchist's dream, but at the same time, we cannot fix solutions with everybody warring and fighting and trying to subdue the other one. There is no consensus, there is no directive, and there is no clear direction that Bitcoin wants to go. And this causes huge problems. I mean, even if there was a way to implement a solution for that solution to fail, you can at least learn from that mistake. But at the moment, Bitcoin is struggling to even implement solutions. So this is again where Dash comes into play. And you see with Dash, you have the structured development, you have the 10% of the block reward being paid to new sort of offers on the network that are voted on, and all they have to do is gain consensus, and then the funds can be released for that to go on. You have a CEO, you have a central system of governance that is decentralized and autonomous, can be changed at any time. So that is a huge advantage over to what Bitcoin offers. And these are the 3 sort of main reasons that sort of why Wirex loves Dash, and we would love to do more work with them. This is why Dash is one of the most popular sort of cryptocurrencies traded for fiat within our platform. This is why I personally bought Dash when it was $8. And I look today and I can see a price of 350. And that is my beliefs, and that is my views coming true, coming to fruition. And I still feel that there is tons more to grow as well. And there's tons more to go. And the number of masternodes is going up. The hash rate on the mining is going up exponentially. You've got companies like Antminer building new technology and new things, and it's coming from different spheres as well. And it's an extremely exciting time to be watching not just the cryptocurrency space, but more directly at Dash. And Dash is doing some really amazing things that are changing the game and hopefully will help what we want to accomplish at Wirex, is bringing about mass adoption. So what does this mean for Wirex and Dash? Well, last week, for example, I was trying to get in touch with Antminer EU and Bitmain to see if they can sell us some Antminer D3s, because we want to set up our own Dash mining node, and we're looking at setting up our own Dash master node. With regards to sort of implementation within our platform, this is something that we're looking very, very seriously at, and we're reaching our hands out to Dash to see if there is something that we could potentially do in the future where we can implement all of the features I've just spoken about, being the private send, the instant send, and the governance model within our platform as a standalone thing. And we'd love for something like that to happen. So hopefully you guys all agree, and this is something that we can potentially work on with the future there as well. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Raphael from Wirex, and I hope you've